Buckle up, bud, because we just got a huge reveal straight from Japan's Champion League in Fukuoka. I've definitely said that wrong, but Cynthia is back with a brand new Pokemon lineup in the upcoming Heatwave Arena set, and these cards look like they're ready to shake up the meta. We've got the details, strategy, and of course, some spicy plays in mind that you won't want to miss. Also, big shout out to Justin Basil for the translations that made this possible. Before we dive in, if you love getting the latest Pokemon TCG updates and deck breakdowns, plus some strategies to help you out, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out. Now let's talk about the first Pokemon revealed, Roserade and the pre-evolution Roselia. Roselia has 70 HP, which is a pretty big deal because it means you can grab it from your deck using Buddy Poffin. And if you're in a pinch going second, it can even attack for just 1 energy, doing 20 damage, which isn't too bad if you're in a pinch and just want to do a little bit of chip damage in the early game. But when Roselia evolves is when things get wild. Its ability Glory Cheer boosts all of Cynthia's Pokemon's attacks by 30 damage, and it doesn't say that you can't stack it either. So if you manage to get 4 of these on your board, you're looking at 120 damage modifier, which is kinda nuts. Probably a little bit overkill, but hey, the option's there if you want to try it out. Cynthia isn't just bringing Roserade though, she's of course brought her Garchomp along for the ride. It starts out as a Gibble which deals 20 damage for just 1 energy, a solid option for in the early game, similar to Roselia, and thanks to the 70 HP, it can also be targeted with Buddy Poffin. It then evolves up into Gabite with the ability Champion's Call. It feels kind of like a callback to the old Gabite that we had that let you search your deck for a Dragon Pokemon, but this time it searches for any of Cynthia's Pokemon. That's amazing for consistency, grabbing Roserades to boost up your damage, or even getting yourself a Garchomp to evolve into. Stage 1s with strong abilities are always solid, and they give a reason to manually evolve up, instead of just using rare candy to go over them. It's a big boost for your decks, as we've seen in decks like Garchomp EX. Not to mention being able to Evo TM into Gabite and then use Gabite on the following turn to just get yourself a Garchomp and immediately evolve up. Yeah, it's kind of solid. Now for the star of the show, Garchomp EX. Its first attack, Corkscrew Drive, deals 100 damage for just 1 energy, while letting you draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. Talk about efficiency. It's quick to set up, provides draw power and early pressure all in one. And with Roserade's boost, having just 2 of those in play, you can get to do 160 damage, so you're going to be 2-shotting most cards in the format while keeping a solid hand size. Its second attack though can do 260 damage, costing just 2 energy, trade-off being you do have to discard all energy attached to Garchomp when you use it. This can be great to one-shot big basic Pokemon though, like Raging Bolt EX, and with just 2 Roserades in play, you get up to 320 damage, which is enough to take out Dragapult EX in one shot. This also sets up a devastating 1-2 punch with Corkscrew Drive, since you can deal 360 damage over 2 turns without even needing Roserades in play, taking down bulky threats like Charizard EX. Not to mention, thanks to Garchomp's own bulky HP at 330 and quick to set up attacks, you can easily loop it with Professor Turo while having another Gabite just ready to evolve up. So your Garchomp takes a hit, you go, yep, that's fine, Turo, pick it up. You have another Gabite ready to immediately go up into the active. Its ability can just grab another Garchomp out or just use the one that you Turo'd up, evolve, attach an energy, and yeah, you're good to go. This can easily remove damage from play, and thanks to the card draw from your attack, you shouldn't even mind giving up your supporter for turn to use Turo instead of something like Research. Cynthia has one more trick up her sleeve though, Spiritomb. Its attack Raging Curse deals 10 damage for every damage counter on each of your bench Cynthia's Pokemon. So if you don't loop Garchomp with the Professor Turo play we just mentioned, you can instead let that take a hit, then retreat into Spiritomb and throw some of that damage that your Garchomp just took right back at your opponent, and ideally some more if some of your other guys are damaged. It doesn't remove the damage counters from your guys though, apologies if that wording sounded a little bit funny, but it's just kind of like, hey, my Garchomp took a hit, you're going to take that same hit. This also opens up solid rogue deck potential though, since you could run self-damaging attackers like Steelix, fill your bench up with Roserade and Spiritomb, and then they just take the recoil from Steelix's attack. Later in the game, your Spiritombs are just ready to unleash some devastating attacks and just kind of go like, hey, all that damage I've been building up, yeah, it's actually for you now. Kind of reminds me of the Spiritomb we had in Unified Minds, which scaled up damage based on its own HP. So it was like, you use the ability, you take 10 damage, you do 30 more damage. But this one is, hey, my guys need to take 30 damage so I can give it back to you. It scales up a little bit slower, doesn't have an ability to build up the damage, but I feel like with the right build, you can definitely do some devastating attacks with this. Finally, Cynthia has one more tool in her belt though, Power Weight. This gives an additional 70 HP to any of Cynthia's Pokemon that are wearing it. Whether you want to tank hits with your Garchomp EX or stack more damage on your bench for Spiritomb's attack, this card has some solid potential. These are some seriously exciting cards and I can't wait to test them out later this year. They should be coming out in our English set in May. But what about you? Are you planning to build a deck around Cynthia's Pokemon? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to boop that like button and let me know, and subscribe so you don't miss out on more Pokemon card reveals. Till next time though, stay golden you Goombas.